It's your boy Suicide Dude, enlightening the masses. So, if you watch my first video, you'll understand that a year ago I was institutionalized. And when I was institutionalized, I was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. So this video is basically me giving my experiences of having schizophrenia and why I feel it's not a mental illness, as you can see from the title of the video. So, to many of you watching, you're probably assuming at this point that schizophrenia is a mental illness, but to a select few, it's not a mental illness. It's a spiritual awakening. Now, I've heard a few voices in my lifetime, but it's not a constant occurrence, it's more occasional. On 2 occasions, I've heard voices telling me to kill myself, and voices calling my name alone. But interestingly, after one of the voices or entities or demonic entities or wherever it was told me to kill myself, I said aloud, "Go to the light." And after I said "go to the light," I heard a door of mine slam shut downstairs. Now, if that happened inside my head, I wouldn't have heard the door slam. Bit odd, right? Now, before you say I was imagining this scenario, I actually felt the floor vibrate. I remember it vividly. But anyway, after I told her to go to the light, it didn't bother me since. So maybe that was because I was more stronger than the entity thought I was. You know what I mean? If you catch my drift. But from this moment in time, I realized that schizophrenia wasn't a mental illness and that we were all being lied to about schizophrenia. And possibly that psychologist had it all wrong completely. They may be right about some of the symptoms of schizophrenia, including paranoia, as I've noticed on occasions I can accuse people of doing things, and in actuality, it was just me driving myself crazy over minuscule things. So at this point you may be asking to yourself, what's the point you're trying to make here, Con? Well, I believe that cannabis, my usage of cannabis, has opened up my third eye. And because of my cannabis usage, I'm vibrating at a low vibrational frequency, which means that I'm attracting or opening myself up to these negative spirits, earthbound spirits, elemental spirits, negative entities or demonic entities which are vibrating at a low vibrational frequency too. They're relying on me as an energy source of some sort, which is allowing them to also torment me at the same time. This would give an explanation as to why me and other people with schizophrenia are experiencing these negative symptoms. But if cannabis allowed you to vibrate a high vibrational frequency, then I'd only be experiencing positive symptoms or voices, which would mean that positive spirits could interact with me, such as the Holy Spirit or whatnot. Now, ever since I've been institutionalized, I've always been against the idea of taking medication solely because of the fact of the health concerns that come with it. You know, weight gain can lead to type 2 diabetes, type 2 diabetes can lead to heart attacks and strokes, and so on and so forth. Another reason why I'm against the idea of taking medication is because of the fact I feel it's going to hinder my spiritual growth. So, it's going to calcify my pineal gland or something like that. I feel like weight gain is going to lead to the calcification of my pineal gland. That may not be true, but you can't be too careful anymore. Now, I found an article online which would back up my points or claims I'm making. There was an instance of this man who had a schizophrenic son, took him out to West Africa, and he cured his son's schizophrenia in ways Western medication couldn't. So if that treatment was available on the NHS, then I'd be in a better place mentally. Here it is. There's the article right there, posted by the Washington Post. How a West African shaman helped my schizophrenic son in a way Western medication couldn't. And I'll read the article. We'll go on to say something like, I'll scroll down for you. Yeah. Autumn of 1996. His son was on and off medication and in and out of hospitals. The drugs reduced his hallucinations and illogical or paranoid thoughts, but the side effects caused him to gain almost 100 pounds and be diagnosed with adult onset diabetes. See, that's what medication is doing to people, man. That's why I've always been against the idea of taking medication. That's why I've always felt this way about schizophrenia. And that's coming from a schizophrenic. Who's illogical now? But anyway, like I was saying about schizophrenia, it's not a nice thing to have, lack of emotions, the inability to cry, can't have friends, I can't live my life properly. It's just tormenting, full stop. But anyway, if you liked the video, give us a subscribe. Please like, hopefully there'll be more videos in the near future.